morning YouTube. So admittedly recently I've been quite scarce when it's come to content. No real reason, just different life stations. I've opened another side business where I'm doing people sort of kitchen protein meals that I'm delivering out, and it's consuming a lot of time. But I wanted to come on. Recently I've noticed after post show my relationship with food and my relationship with training is at probably the worst state it's ever been in. Now obviously you can probably tell right now that I'm very puffy. I do have edema again I'm working with, but I've put on a good bit of weight from past, but a lot of it now is water, but there is a lot of fat as well, I'm not going to lie. But I still have swollen ankles and stuff. But the reason why I wanted to sort of make the video on this is aggressive dieting, which the prep was very aggressive, right? As you can see, obviously past, if you go on my channel with the vlogs, you'll see, how much in the gutter I actually was. But what aggressive dieting can do, especially to the person. Now, this has teaching me a lot as well, especially with, I have a few other clients at the minute that they've went through periods of really aggressive weight drop. And then coming out of their transition period, this is what they've told me from like past coaches they've had, coming into that transition period, they haven't had much support or guidance, and what happened is they just put all the weight back on, and it's kind of like that sort of sense of sort of taking something away from someone that was such like maybe a big aspect of their life, like food. For someone like me that's so hardwired, like food, junk food, you take that crutch away from me after a long period of time, I'll go fucking nuts. I'll be like a junkie that's just got a head again after 4 months. And that's kind of what happened, right? Right now, my brain is wired in such a way, because I depleted myself so much for the past 4 months and didn't touch one bit of the sort of, junk food or nice food, if you want to call it that my brain is so wired now that it keeps telling myself not only that food is still scarce, I'm hungry, but that because there was a food that was removed from my accessibility or reach, because it's back in, the body's telling me going, now you can have it, have lots of it, have it often, and have it more frequently, because we're starving here. Really, I'm not starving. I'm well satiated. But my body keeps telling me that, and I feel like I'm still waiting on the clock when to eat, which is weird, which I did a lot in prep because I was hungry. Coupled with the fact as well, my training, because I don't have the motivation anymore, obviously I've, did what I did, the sort of trophies and stuff to show for the show, I'm not competing anymore. And I think because my brain is registering that now, where it's saying, okay, well, you're not going to train anymore. There's not much purpose. So you can kind of be more lackadaisical. You can skip some sessions and stuff, which isn't good enough, because as of last week, I did skip a couple of sessions, which I've never done in all the years of training. I mean, I even trained when my dad died the day he died. I trained in his funeral day. I trained before. Events like that have not shook me to get in training sessions. But now recently, because of the complete rerun of the motivation, it's killed it. So I just need to kind of set a new goal. Now, I'm going to give some advice to this, which I'm going to move in, and I'm going to actually document this over the next few weeks to see if I can really reshape things and maybe help people that's stuck in a rut as well. So aggressive dieting. Anyone that's been on an aggressive diet before will know the transition period after it. I'm going to make up a random statistic number, but I'm probably going to say it's probably 3. I'd say 7 out of 10 people put the weight back on. Why? Because they never addressed the core issues from the start. The issues of why the relationship with food's so poor. And I think if you're wired in such a way from like a young age as well, where you're constantly like, if you have the genetic unlucky lottery of disposition to gain weight, kind of crappy slow metabolism, and also that kind of like wiry function system where it's just so heightened to your senses, where it's like, fuck, I love junk food, I love tasty food. You know what I mean? I know everyone loves tasty food, but that kind of like, I know a lot of people get full very easy, you know what I mean? Or they're eating junk food, they can take it or leave it. For me, I could have 2 liters of ice cream, no problem. So if you mix that sort of cocktail up, you're in for a fat, messy disaster. So coming out from an aggressive diet, what I would suggest is I would still stick to the foods that you were on during the aggressive diet. Now, you can obviously play with servings a bit more higher after you come out, and you can have a bit more snacks and stuff you enjoy. But I would still actually aim to still consume the same amount of foods and from the same nutrient profiles, right? That'll help you somewhat stay in somewhat still structured method of meals. And it should limit the possibility of you going off the road so rapidly. When it comes to training, one thing I'm going to do right now, and I would advise you to do, is set some sort of new goal. If your training was to do the photo shoot or lose the weight, I would set yourself some random new goal, because that will allow you to keep going. Be it, okay, I want to get stronger this season. I want to hit a 100 kilo squat. I want to hit a 100 kilo bench. I want to try cross training. I want to see if I can increase my endurance. You're going to need something, because if you then come out blindly and start going, okay, I'm just going to go into the gym and sort of do sort of half of what maybe my coach used to give me, but you don't have that purpose anymore of like that kind of like target date, it's going to be pointless. And I guarantee you'll go off the rails very quickly if you're not like regimented and logged somewhere. Because let's face it, the reason we had a coach in the first place, if you did, was for them to sort of be on top of on your back, to have that accountability. Once that's removed, you're going to have to find it somewhere else. So what I would suggest is any sort of aggressive period of a protocol, stick to the same foods roughly. You can increase the servings, have some snacks here and there, some takeaways, but more or less, whatever the foods you were on previously, stick to those, because they give you a good nutrition profile, I'd assume. And secondly, with the training, set yourself some sort of new goal. Write it down in a book, get a logbook. So you're coming in every session and sub the log back. I'm going to vlog this because at the minute I've never experienced this, and I want to see if I can maybe like vlog it and help people. But at the minute, I'm a lot weaker than what I ever been. Don't really feel great about myself in that respect. And I know the aggressiveness of this prep has shattered the mental side of it. And even, almost 2 months later, I'm still feeling the effects. Anyway, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe. Tons of other videos over on the channel. But I promise I'll make more frequent videos going forward here. But until next time, comment below if there's any particular videos or topics you want me to cover. But until then, I'll see you then.